A very good morning, and thank God it's Friday. It's good having you here, and welcome to another edition of Nigeria Stock Exchange Update, Nigeria Stock Market Update. Yesterday, the market was very buzzing, and yes, as every market day, there were gainers, there were losers, there were stocks that impressed, there were shares that didn't impress. There were unexpected ones. There were stars. So at this update, I'm going to tell you which ones impressed, the top 5 performing stocks and the top 5 losing stocks. Yes, market forces always favor some shares, and market forces always push some stocks down. So get set. If you've got something to drink, grab your cup, grab your drink, and then have a sip, and then we go. Right. Yesterday, the market closed. The market closed on a very positive note. The Nigerian stock market is really doing well. Investors do not like staying idle, and the market itself does not like to be static. So let's see where the position of the market is. Don't forget, the market opens at 9:35 this morning. So let's see how it closed yesterday and probably what to expect for today. Yesterday, Access Holdings continued its good performance all week by closing 2.46% of Access Holdings. It closed on a bullish note, was trading for 25 naira, over 2% of Access Holdings. That's the parent company of Access Bank of Nigeria. APC Transport was static. There was no changes to share price. It closed at 0%. Academy Press was static also, no changes to its share price. Academy Press closed at 0%. It didn't experience any movement. Consolidated Hallmark performed. It went down yesterday. Remember, in the past couple of days, Consolidated Hallmark was flying high, but yesterday it closed at 0%, 73% down. It went bearish, but that was just for the close of business. Africa Prudential closed 0%, was trading for 12 naira 70 kobo. Bua Cement, I've mentioned severally, Bua Cement for some reason doesn't experience too many market fluctuations, and all through yesterday, Bua Cement was static. There was no changes. Market forces did not affect it. Bua Cement remained at 340 naira 20 kobo. That was how it started the day. As a matter of fact, Bua Cement had been static almost all week. It doesn't get too many fluctuations. Market forces seem to bypass Bua Cement, so it remained at 0%. It closed at 340. But as I've said, Bua Cement is a good stock to have in your portfolio. Bua Cement, put it down. Don't forget, wait for when it goes down, you can go to the secondary market and grab some of it for your portfolio. Abe Mortgage Bank started on a very sluggish note, but it went up. It went up yesterday by over 9%. Abe Mortgage Bank went up by over 9%. And yesterday at the close of business was trading for 8 naira 90 kobo. Aiko Insurance is a star of the market. Investors love Aiko Insurance. It closed yesterday 1.74% up and was trading for 4 naira and 9 kobo. Nigeria Exchange Group, the parent company of the Nigeria Stock Exchange, that's the company that owns the stock exchange itself. It closed at 0%. It's still trading for 139 naira. Nigeria Exchange Group also is a good stock to have in your portfolio because they own the ladder. People wanting to climb the corporate ladder. Nigeria Exchange Group, they own the ladder, they own the stock exchange. So it's a good thing to have in your portfolio. Living Trust Mortgage Bank, it closed at 0%. Mutual Benefit was also among the gainers yesterday. It closed more than 2% up in its value. MTN is riding high. MTN is still flying high. It's been up and going all week. And yesterday, it closed at over 3% up. MTN is now trading for 810 naira per share. MTN, remember what I've said all week. If you have been using MTN, you've been topping up your card, you've been using that recharge phone, don't limit yourself to using it just to make calls or for data. Wait for when the price goes down. Plan to have your 10,000 naira or something aside and grab some shares so that you are not just a user, but also you have a stake in the company. So MTN has been doing well since Monday. It went up on Monday, and apart from a little dip, it's still doing well. Right now, it's more than 3% up and going for 810 naira per share. Cadbury yesterday finished at 0%. It's going for 61 naira 60 cover. The same thing, if you've been drinking Bonvita, plan to be a shareholder of Cadbury. Wait for when the price go down, when the shares take a beating, and then you can have a piece of the action. Chemical and allied product, yesterday it closed at 0%, so it's trading for 157 naira 60 kobo. Chemical and allied product, no changes. Didn't lose value yesterday. PZ didn't lose any value yesterday, and it didn't get anything. PZ closed at 90 naira per share. PZ 90 naira per share. Skyway Aviation 171.20. It didn't lose any value yesterday. That is Transcorp Hotels. Transcorp Hotels also didn't get anything yesterday. It wasn't very impressive in the market. Transcorp Hotels, the shares are going for 223 naira 30 kobo. Transcorp Hotels, it didn't lose anything, but it wasn't very impressive in the market yesterday. Holden McCall close at 0%, no changes. But by the way, today, I told you yesterday, a company's AGM will be starting in about 40 minutes from now. I'm going to tell you the name of the company very soon. So you check your portfolio. If you're a shareholder of that company, you should have received your invite. I'm going to tell you before this update is ended, a company whose AGM is starting at 9 o'clock this morning. You don't want to miss that, so stay till the end. Harade Holdings did very well. It's just at 0%, no changes to share price. It's one of the most expensive stocks on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Harade Holdings is going for 1,549 naira 80 kobo. It had some bullish moment throughout the week. So Harade Holdings is still doing well, even though it closed at 0% yesterday. It's going for 1,549 naira. As I mentioned earlier, before this broadcast is over, I'm going to tell you a company's AGM is starting at 9 o'clock this morning. I'm going to tell you the name of the company before I finish. So check your portfolio and stay connected to the very end. The AGM is starting at 9 o'clock at Ikeja. I will tell you the name of the company before the end of this broadcast, so that if you're a shareholder, you can still find your way to Ikeja to attend the AGM. But also yesterday, Lotus Halal ETF, it closed on a bearish note, lost over 2% of its share value, was trading for 126 naira. Now the top 5 gainers, the top 5 losers yesterday. Starting from number 5, Neymet lost 8.16% of its share value yesterday. Neymet Pharmaceuticals, it lost over 8% yesterday of its share value. Also on the top 5 losers for yesterday on the market, that is UPDC. UPDC lost 9.2% of its value. Also Macmekos lost 9.76 of its value to close at 5.55 naira. Geregu Power, owned by Mr. Femi Otedola, was among the top 5 losers yesterday. If you are thinking of a stock to have in your portfolio, this is your chance to get Geregu Power. It's not cheap, but it's something that is worth having. Geregu lost 10% of its share value yesterday. It's one of the top 5 losers. So Geregu Power, if it's something which you desire, this is the moment that you can grab Geregu shares. It lost 10% yesterday and was trading for 825 naira 70 kobo. So Geregu Power is not a cheap stock, but it's something worth having because it's a very pricey stock. It lost 10%, and that is why it came down to 825 naira 70 kobo. Do not mock about. You don't always get the time to have this sort of price plunge in the share price of Geregu Power. Is something that you should think. If you cannot get it at this moment, look for another time when the price goes again. Like I was saying, before mentioning the 5 top gainers yesterday, or maybe I should mention the top 5 gainers first before I tell you the company whose AGM is at 9 o'clock this morning. That is 35 minutes away. So if you're a shareholder of Mekio Industries, the AGM is starting at 9 o'clock this morning. That's about 35 minutes away at Alausa. If you're a shareholder, if your name was on the shareholders register before it's closed for the year, you should have received your invite or your link to join. I'm going to be joining right from here in London, joining the AGM when it starts at 9 o'clock. So if you're a shareholder of Mekio Industries PLC, this is the 3rd AGM starting at 9 o'clock this morning. You should have received your invite. If not, check with your stockbroker. You don't want to miss it because there is going to be a vote, and all that, the things that happen at the AGM. The annual report has been sent to us, the shareholder. So if a shareholder of Mekio Industries, do not miss the opportunity to take part in the AGM starting at 9 o'clock this morning in Alausa. You should have received communication. If not, check with your stockbroker or be in touch with the registrar of the company to say you're a shareholder. If your name is on the shareholders register, they will tell you how you can join the AGM from 9 o'clock, just over 30 minutes away. So the top 5 gainers yesterday, on the market yesterday, we had Honey Flower did well yesterday. It gained 9.68%. Honeywell Flower was among the top 5 gainers in the market yesterday. Nationwide Express also did well yesterday. It closed at 9.76% up. That is Nationwide Express closing at 9.76% up. Abe Mortgage Bank was one of the top 5 gainers yesterday. It came at number 3. It gained 9.88% in the share value. Number 2 yesterday, First Holding. I told you, First Holding, the parent company of First Bank of Nigeria, has been doing well almost all week. Yesterday, it closed at over 9% up in share price. First Holding shares are now trading for 69 naira 55 kobo. Good performance by First Bank of Nigeria, First Holding shares, or whatever, is a pricey stock to have. Earlier in the week, it was less than 60 naira. I told you then that this is a stock that was just going through a bad patch in the market. But since then, it has bounced back. So it's no surprise that yesterday, First Holdco shares closed gained 9.996 to close, and they are trading for 69 naira 55 kobo. That is Mr. Odedola, where is chairman. And on the top of the list yesterday is International Breweries. It closed gaining 10%. in a share value. But do not forget, also yesterday, MTN, like I said, did well. It gained 3.85%. And also yesterday, GTCO also did well. It gained quite some amount. And as you have seen, Access Holding also did well yesterday. And Zenith is a darling of the market. Investors love Zenith. It also did well. So thank you so much for joining, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you later for the breakfast update. But if you're a shareholder of Macure Industries, check, you should have received invite to be at the AGM. The AGM is starting in 30 minutes time, 9 o'clock. If you haven't received your invite, check with your stockbroker or with the registrar of the company, that is Macure Industries. If you're a shareholder, it's the third AGM starting at 9 o'clock this morning. Thank you so much for joining. If you have something to drink, grab your cup of drink, and then I'll see you later in the day. Enjoy your day.